Lauren, that awkward plant girl. Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you guys for popping in. Today I am going and cleaning out my greenhouse and bringing in all of the houseplants I had on my porch, some of which have been put in the greenhouse, some of which have been brought back out. It's been a very crazy day. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing today. I'm just gonna kind of take you along on that journey. Alright, so this is my Norfolk Island pine. It's got to come in. I've got the non-draining pots right here for my trees so I can water over the winter time. I've got this lovely Dracaena over here. It's Dracaena golden something other. I just repotted it. It's going to be much happier, hopefully not rotting. Got the Tradescantia. Succulents can totally stay outside until it starts to get more cold. So we're just going to hold off on those for now, but let me get these rest in. In my greenhouse over here, I do have the strawberries and cream ficus I just repotted, so I'm very excited about that. I've got to bring in all of these ficuses. There's so many. And there's a couple ferns up here and a succulent up here that I have. This is just a greenhouse mess. I put the ponytail palm. It's a brand new plant back there. I've got to trim it and everything. Got my aurelia, my foxtail fern. Basically everything was going to get really cold and drop down in the 40s, so I brought it all in the greenhouse and now I have to take it inside. And I've just got to repot a few things. Like this one I've been meaning to repot for a really long time. I do want to propagate it, but I'm just not going to do that today. I just want to repot it and get it inside. I'm running on limited time, unfortunately. So that's where we are with that. There are rumors out there that say like you can't repot in the wintertime and whatnot, but that's not true at all. You can repot any time of year as long as it's not like your plant's not already stressed. So this is a perfectly fine time of year. I'm not repotting it because I can't repot it later. I'm just repotting it because I've been meaning to repot it for over a year. It is so full. You're seeing that I have to be kind of crushing the root system. The root system's popping out the bottom. Look how rooted that is. That's insane. Like this poor plant has been like this for so long, and you can see the bulbs. I have heard that you can repot it and propagate it from just the bulbs alone. I am not 100% sure on that. I know you can prop it through division for sure. I don't know. I will try to put it on the screen. I haven't tried to propagate it myself yet, so I don't want to say for sure exactly how to do that. But I'm going to put it in this bigger pot here, and hopefully this will work out. It just depends. Sometimes it works out really well. I am not breaking up the root system because I do not want to risk root rot. It's already going to be stressed being repotted and then being brought into the house out of as much light as I possibly can give it. And it's going to start getting dark here soon over the next few days because the rainy season's coming in. So I just need to make sure that I get this repotted, it has some good drainage, and then we can go from there. So I just mixed up 50% perlite and 50% potting mix. It's a well-draining mix. This is a fern from South Africa. It's called an asparagus fern, also called a foxtail fern, just because of the way it grows. It is in the same family as asparagus, but it is not edible like that, so don't go eating it like that. But unlike a lot of other ferns, this one prefers a more warm climate and a lot of light. It's not one of those little light ferns from the Pacific Northwest. No, this is a South African fern that wants to be in as much light as possible. And because it's got the bulbous root system and because it's from that particular area and needs a lot of light, I know it's not going to get very much light, and I am repotting it currently. So it's more at a risk for root rot, so I'm using something that's more well draining so that it's not going to be sitting in a bunch of water and potentially rot over winter time. So, and as you can see, I'm using my handy dandy spoon to kind of scoot this all in. I just didn't have a bigger pot for this. Ideally, I would have gone another size up. And I'm also running out of supplies. It's just that time of year. Because it was such a root-bound plant and I just repotted it, I am going to water it and I am going to let it sit and soak for about 15-20 minutes just to make sure that it really gets moisture in there and it really soaks up those roots, helps everything settle in there, and to prevent any damage. So that's the plan there. Next, I'm going to be repotting my Aurelia Fabio. Or Fabian, Aurelia Fabian. I call him Fabio. I absolutely love this plant. The leaves are beautiful. They're like a red copper color when they first come in, and I've been meaning to repot this plant for a really long time. It was one of my first trees that I ever got, and I've been really excited for it. I fell in love with it. It had spider mites, but it was just so beautiful that there was no way I was going to leave it there on clearance, and it was $10 for this huge pot. So I didn't repot it when I brought it home. It was wintertime. I know these plants like a lot of warmth and light, and I tried to let it grow over summertime on my porch, and I thought it would be pretty good. I think this plant I've had for maybe a year and a half, 2 years now, and I'm concerned about root rot, so I'm just kind of trying to repot it and refresh the soil and figure out exactly what's going on with it here. Okay, so here is Fabio. I finally got him all repotted. I used a little bit of a more dense mix, but still some perlite. I want it to be well draining, but you can see it hasn't been very happy. It's been drying out way too much. Aurelia do not like to dry out. They struggle with it hardcore. And I think that was my biggest mistake this summer. I do want to try to take some cuttings and make it bush out. So since I've repotted it, I figure why not go ahead and take those cuttings right now. They are notoriously difficult to propagate, so we'll see. You can see the telltale markings right there. And there we go. So that's kind of the plan with this poor guy. Here you can see how I've chopped them all up, and he's in a nice big pot, and you can see all the new growth. This is my Norfolk Island pine. These guys are ready to go in now. And now this greenhouse is an absolute mess from repotting everything. I've taken all of the ficuses inside. I've got like my tomato plants. They're dying from the summertime. And I've got to take these ferns in, and then there's the senecio back there. So I've just kind of got to clean all of this up and make it seem really, really nice. You can see the condensation up there. This is an elephant ear alocasia of some kind, and then these are caladiums. I planted them in the springtime. They didn't come up till now. It's fall. I don't know why they're coming up now, and they're so tiny. It's the weirdest freaking thing ever. And then I've got all of this mess everywhere. So this is the blue star fern right here, and up here is your regular Boston fern. Both of these struggled at the beginning of springtime, and I burned them both terribly. You can see that it's recovered pretty nicely despite my lack of watering. And then this one right over here, if I can get it down, is a beautiful senecio. Senecio print something or other. My friend told me what it is, but it is just so freaking beautiful. Soft, fuzzy, variegated. Like, it is the most gorgeous plant ever. I got it at end of summer clearance. And then after repotting, the lovely rinsing out the pots. I will take most of these in and reuse most of these, but I do want to rinse out most of the dirt outside, and then I will take them inside and use actual soap and stuff to kind of clean them out and super scrub them and make sure that they're not harboring any kind of bugs or bacteria or anything like that in them that I wouldn't want on my inside plants. A lot of people skip the cleaning pot process, but I like to do it. Here is that alocasia. We are going to have to repot it, and all of the soil has washed out of it, and you can see the root system is insane. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this. Like, what do you even do with that? Like, let's try to repot this. This is just a disaster. Oh my god. What? What do you even do with that? Like, what? trying to find like any kind of soil that I have left, other pot options, anything like that. I'm just gonna reuse what I have here. They like to stay moist, so they're not going to be happy drying out. And in the wintertime, I'm going to have this downstairs in my living room, and I am not going to be watering it very often. It just is going to be what it is. So it's just going to have to deal with some pretty moisture retentive soil, and I am hoping that it continues to grow. We shall see. Yeah, fingers crossed. After that disastrous repotting, here is some water. I'm hoping there's no bugs on this. It looks like it has a little yellowing. I have not fed this, and it has been sitting there. It's gotten literally no love. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm also trying to rinse everything out to get any spiders or bugs out. I'm not going to be putting these with the rest of my plants in my collection upstairs. I am going to be putting them downstairs, keeping them separate so everything doesn't get mixed together, and if one of these has a pest, it's not going to spread to all of my other plants. Is very, very important. I'm also deep watering this fern because I'm not going to be watering it when it comes in salad. Like, it's just going to be forgotten, I guarantee you, and it's not going to look very good. Eventually I'll move them to my bathroom, and then I'll remember to water them more often. But yeah. Also, the underside of those pots is where a lot of spiders like to hide, so this little guy I'm not even going to do anything with. They're just so freaking cute. And then these guys are going to be experiments. It's a philodendron burley marks. You can see it's still alive. It's a very old node. I just want to see if it's going to make it in the greenhouse over winter. And then this is a palm, an areca palm, I believe. It's got a little thing living in there. It needs a total repot. It needs to be redone. This thing suffered so hardcore in my house. There is no way I will ever bring it back in. No way. Absolutely not. So it's just going to have to deal. I'm going to clean that out. I'm going to rinse it off, and it's going to stay in the greenhouse. Like, that is the full-on plan. I will repot it next summer if it survives the winter. I am not repotting it now. I am not wasting resources on this plant because I don't know if it's going to make it or not. And I know if I bring it in my house, it will not make it. I do not have a place for it with enough light. It's just going to have to learn how to survive in the greenhouse. And we'll see if it can do that. I'll let you know. And I really have to clean up all the rest of this in here. You can see, like, little plants are deciding to come up, and then the other plants are deciding to go on and not survive anymore. And it just depends. I'm going to be bringing some of these inside, and we'll see how they go. The inside light is really terrible, honestly. So I don't have any grow lights downstairs. I just have my normal living room lights. I've got a lot of dirt for outside plants. My son's socks and the spoon I used. Yeah. Yep, toddler mom, guys. So, but it's a mess, but it's a slightly cleaner mess than it was before. So let's go take the rest inside. Okay, so I did clean up this area. I brought in all of the little spider plants over here. You can see these are so beautiful. It's next to a window and then a door with windows. So I'm hoping all of that light will be enough right here. Just ambient light. And then there's the blue star fern down there as well, another one, and I've got a syngonium. Here is that beautiful Aurelia fabian. You can see that copper leaf color right there. This is my click and grow, and it's going to produce a lot of light as well. It turns on and is on a timer, so I'm hoping that light is going to shine down on this Aurelia, and between the window and that, it's going to be enough light, hopefully. And then over here is my big bay windows. They have all of my other trees, and then I hung up the ferns over there, and I'll give you a close-up of everything in a minute. This is just my little living room window space. Sorry it's backlit. But here is the Norfolk Island pine, and then I have my ficus. This is the astral gem ficus. I've got the dracaena back here. It has a new growth here, but it's had the new growth for like 3 months, so I don't know. Then the burgundy ficus, which I love. This is that foxtail fern, so you can get a better look at it. This one, I don't remember. Audrey ficus. It was my favorite. It has struggled since.
And then this is a Ficus taniki, which is really beautiful. This was an end of summer find, I think. I want to say like July, and just needs more love. And then this is the strawberries and cream one. And this is that repotted, lovely alocasia elephant ear. And this is my $10 ponytail palm find with like 7 active nodes at the top. It's fabulous. It was drying out though, so I did have to chop off quite a bit. And then here is that succulent inside. I don't know if it's going to make it through the winter, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like now and you can enjoy it. And if you find one for yourself, and I really highly recommend it, it's so pretty. And ferns, this one I already had in the living room. I don't know if you can really see it, but that's actually a peperomia. It's a peperomia cupid variegata or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while with the peperomias, honestly. Got really interested in other stuff, but I'm hoping with these 3 bay windows that this is going to be enough light. I also forgot that I have to bring this guy in and make space. And then the succulents are going to have to move in somewhere eventually, but currently right now, not so much. The squirrels have been digging in this one, so I have to go and dig the little walnuts out of this. I had chopped it all and propagated a whole bunch of it at the beginning of October. And I need to bring those Tradescantia in as well, because the Tradescantia, they can handle the cold, but they're not super frost hardy. And then the succulents are not frost hardy either, but they're more hardy than the Tradescantia. You can see little baby brains. My friend gave me that pot. She moved and I miss her very, very much. And she had made it. This is the jade and the elephant ear bush. It's going to lose all these leaves when I bring it in. It really is. It's so frustrating. It does it every year. I still don't know if that Haworthia is alive or not, honestly. This is something spoons. They're both calanchos, and that's the chocolate soldier calancho, I think the other one was called. But all of these are going to stay out for right now, and I'll bring them in when it gets cold. The hens and chicks I'm leaving out. I don't think I'm going to bring these in. They are frost hardy to some extent in a bigger pot. My grandmother in Delaware keeps them out in her yard all year round. They grow prolifically. She loves them. They're a really fun part of my childhood. So I'm going to keep them out, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to make it. And they'll just hang out and add the little festive thing.
Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully this helps you a little bit, or maybe if you've been holding off on doing this for your own porch plants, maybe this will kind of motivate you to do that and kind of help you with that. I know I dragged my heels for a long time, but we're going to have 10 days of rain straight, and it's going to be pretty cold. So today was kind of the day to do it, and just had to get it done.
Huge thank you to the sponsor of our video today, indoorgardening.com. They are absolutely fabulous. I'm writing articles over there for them as well. Amazing company. If you need to learn more about bringing your plants inside, winter care for your plants, anything like that, plant care in general, there are lots of different articles over there, and you can check that out as well. It's a free resource that you can go ahead and utilize anytime. It's not behind a paywall or anything, and it can help make your plants happier, especially when you see them struggling in the wintertime.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!